The Middle East is fueled by oil money, and the United Arab Emirates is no exception, home to world-class cities Dubai and Abu Dhabi. But the Emirates has tried to diversify its economy beyond oil, which now makes up 25% of its GDP. And in the smallest emirate, Ajman, a member of the royal family is trying to change the way that the Middle East makes and consumes energy. Sheikh Abdالعزيز Al-Nuaimi is known as the Green Sheikh. I recently sat down with him and asked, in a land of desert and sun, will solar energy really overtake oil?
It's still expensive to do it. But with the government support, with the technology transfer of doing the best of it, try to minimize. And we have cheap electricity. It's a peanuts. So that's why a comparison between now conventional electricity, the power, compared to alternative and renewable energy, little bit different. But sooner or later, for the long run, it will be much cheaper.
There has been development of nuclear energy in the UAE. Are you concerned about the economic and environmental impact of that?
Well, I am a little bit neutral about this. I want to be against or with. I have concern. We've seen Japan, we've seen Europe, they tried to dismantle of this nuclear power for generation of electricity. But this is source of backup, I think, to have a line. It is a political decision to make that, but it's not public opinions.
When someone hears you speaking about alternative energy, moving away from oil, they'd say, what? The UAE has power and it has resources because of oil supply. Do you think that the country will become less powerful, have less influence if they switch to alternative?
I don't think so. Because the UAE very wise in leadership. They go gradually with the shift, as a binary system, with conventional and unconventional. And believe me, early 70s, UAE depend on oil and gas 2/3. Now only 25%. Same amount, but diversified of energy. So they depend on other resources, other businesses, other trading, which is excellent.
Do you think that the United States is doing enough to invest in alternative energy?
They do, but still politics are heading. Politics are limiting or eliminating. I think it's, when we see who's polluting, it's not the producers, the consumers. The consumers are the polluters, not the producer. If we compare UAE as an emissions of CO2, we are nothing compared to the consumers. That's a big difference. China, United States, it's a big consumers.
And more of those consumers are coming from outside the U.S. China, as you just mentioned, a big consumer of oil exports. What do you think of what's being done there in that country, environmentally?
It's business issues. It has an agenda of manufacturing, and industry has priorities. And thus the government subsidizes that, the support.
Do you need that government subsidy to transition?
We need a certain level, but then we need a partnership with the private, with NGOs, with another organization globally. But I think need a push a little bit from the government is important because they regulate, they know differently, they can see how it's important for their country.